So all the time here at the studio, the number one question we get is, you know, what's in the sauce, right? You know, what's in the gumbo, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, it's a little bit of this right here, okay? Some random keyboard tapping.
That's when it starts.
A little bit of that.
It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody piled up this evening. I'm exhausted, I'm barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. And no matter what, you never take that from me. My range is as far as your eyes can see.
One of my favorite things about being a musician or creative thing is being able to collaborate with others.
I think the hardest part of this entire process is just being distant from the guys. Since they're all the way east, I'm all the way west. But not for long though.
Yeah.
Get the look.
Yeah, like get the look.
What's his
It's
name?
on point. Go to Codependent Poppy. I think it's on there.
Okay.
I think that's where I saw the meme. This is fuck. I should have put it on my story. It's just
I got a
fucking
feeling,
funny.
like for real, that's JP's backup page.
Yo, if JP's running Codependent Poppy, it would.
I low-key feel like JP runs Codependent Poppy.
There's some things that are on there that I'm just like, this is incredible. And this entire time he's been a meme page, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing hanging out with us, man? Go be meme famous.
One of my favorite things about being a musician or creative thing is collaborating. No matter who you meet, who you work with, what your differences and skill set are, you always leave learning something new. And I find it's one of the quickest ways for me to grow, to be kind of put in an environment that's less familiar to me, or to be pushed to meet the level of a group of individuals that I'm not used to having to manage.
So part of the songwriting process is to play just some sleek gear in there. Yes, 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and I'm in aisle 3 of Publix. I'm out here.
So a lot of those collaborative moments get to miss out on, but it's definitely something great that we could always be at a distance and still collaborate. Even at a distance, we can still make product. Even at a distance, we can still get stuff done.
For me, it's also about giving back. Sometimes you meet someone that kind of reminds you of like yourself a couple of years ago, and you kind of wish you had someone like who you currently are to kind of give them a little boost or teach them something that maybe you spent forever figuring out. And that's always rewarding for me. Like, I love helping other people kind of create the best thing they can or become the best version of themselves.
I believe that if you put out free, you get in return more. We don't need, Demivlog itself doesn't need help. We kind of already know what we want. We want to know we know what our sound is, and we know what we need. But we see other artists who are just as talented or even more, and maybe we can bring up their potential higher. We can bring them up to a bigger place so they don't have to ever wonder what if.
There's just so many people out there doing so many cool things, and it's always cool to kind of get the opportunity to kind of insert yourself into the thing they're doing and kind of be part of that for like just that moment. And I'd like to think maybe some people feel the same about working with us that way.
To be honest, the only thing I ever wonder is if we believe in them more sometimes than they believe in themselves. I firmly believe that everybody around me is a talented individual, very smart, very intelligent, but maybe lacks the work ethic or the hard work to really get their point across. And I firmly believe that these boys can do it, whether it be Coast, whether it be Skunk Ape, whether it be us. I know it could be done. It's just a matter of time when you put in the work and effort. I'm so glad to see all these camps work together and be collaborative, because it signifies that this place doesn't have to be the toxic city that it usually is always made an example of this place just being a place where people steal from each other and not collaborate. Not with us. In Us We Trust is a fucking real law in our lives, and we fucking mean it. So we don't need anything from nobody, so we're willing to give everything to everybody else.
A big part of collaborating is just admitting that you can't do everything yourself. So like, there's definitely someone out there who's better at any of us in a variety of things. So sometimes the move is just to kind of find that person and work with them to create our best thing. And I think it takes a certain level of self-awareness to understand that you need that.
So we definitely care about the outcome of their projects and how they're faring out, because we see our investment in them as an investment in us and vice versa. We know the only way to grow is that network. We need to network, net worth.
Swag is nothing but a reflection of our collective memory, being transmitted in the past and the future at the same time via an Ethernet cable built by God himself, rained upon by the Icelandic rains that we can't understand.
Purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Dude, what are you wearing?
What do you mean, bro? We're going to the show, dude.
We're going to the Demivlog show. What is that? Tommy Bahama?
Dude, but I could...
All right, man, fix me, man.
Oh my God.
Dude, what the...
No, man.
How's it look, dude?
Fuck it, whatever. Let's go, dude.
We are actually going to be meeting up with Weirdo. Weirdo. Name you haven't probably heard of yet, but it's one of our boys. He's a producer from Skunk Ape Gang.
Hey, ain't no more, babe. Try to fold in. I'm point like soulfish, and you feel like horse shit. Hey, swear we surfing, trapping tourists. We hard to forget, we hard to cure. Hey, ain't no more, babe. Try to fold in. I'm point like soulfish, and you feel like horse shit. Hey, swear we surfing, trapping tourists. We hard to forget, we hard to cure. Hey, for the system, for the man too. Fuck 12 for the ops, make them sing like the same dude.
Who is super prolific. Like, he's always working, always coming out with new tracks, featuring other artists that are within the Skunk Ape Gang label, or collective rather. And a lot of artists, a lot of different sounds, a lot of different things that they're trying to push together, and they're super consistent, and we're super excited to get in the studio with him today. That's gonna happen later on at Q's house, so super awesome. So we're gonna be just establishing the sound that we're going for, what type of tracks we're trying to make, all those things. So that's super exciting. In the future, we also want to work with other Miami artists that we feel are kind of riding the wave with us, in the sense of like what type of things we want to make, that have like awesome, that basically take their art seriously. People like Coast.
Let's get it. All in all, me and my niggas just came to ball. Off the dribble, no basketball. Dirty bottles, please don't stall, please don't stall. All in all, your girl with us, so don't call. She can't talk, she got locked jaw. Beat it up till there's no walls, nigga. All in all, roll running to the back end. See the front end when I back in. Halo lights, Benz emblem. Realest out, no question. Out the door, no questions. MIA, I've been missing. Cross the country with the vision. All in all.
They have a actual full-length project that's up on Apple Music and Spotify, all those good things. It's called Can't Be Life, and it is very good. It's by Hebs and Classic. Go check that out, please. Super good. So we're super excited. We're working with these people. After the show, I talked to JP about this, and he actually brought it up. It was a super good point that we have been making things a lot, and we've associated ourselves with these groups before we, did the show and all those things, and some of their members came out and supported. But it's not until after that we did the show that we kind of really felt that we're like part of this community and that we're contributing to it. So we are hoping to do a lot more than that, and a lot more of that. So we're basically going to be making more projects, collaborating more closely with these people to see what we could do to either elevate their sound or just come up with something new entirely. So it's super exciting, super exciting. We've always wanted to work with people, and we've always wanted to keep the standard of quality up, and also challenge ourselves to do new things with artists that may be different from us in certain ways, but we all have our own visions and our own brands and our own things that we want to like bring forth and bring to life, and we can help each other do that. It's about having that community aspect and just really delving deeper into that. So super excited to be working with them. It's gonna be great. Keep it going, keep on rocking. Demivlog.
Let's talk about our Demi-Doggos. Here at Demigod Collective, we care heavily about our doggos. So if you say you love dogs, then you should go the extra mile and buy a shirt to support the dogs of Demigod Collective. aka Demidoggos. 100% of every purchase of Demigod Collective shirts for eternity will go to one of these Demidoggos. Thank you.
How we form our music is kind of like the scientific process. You gotta have a hypothesis first. You gotta make one of them boards for science to make a science project.
Always.
That's how we start. And after that, there's a whole bunch of testing. And this is the part where we just cue a video of Q literally mixing two chemicals.